My last guest is Doron Wiener, a mural artist who is doing a mural here for us in the town of Clarkstown. Thank you, Doron.
Hi, how you doing?
Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
You know, it was really a treat. You know, we had the vice chairman of our Parks and Recreation Commission, Scott Millick, met you and recommended to our superintendent, Elaine Affenbaum, and they discussed it with me about the potential of having you do a mural here within the town of Clarkstown. And it's a wonderful mural that's just been completed over at our street community center in our Hall of Heroes. So before we get to talking about that particular mural, maybe we could have you talk a little bit about yourself, a little bit of your background. So you know, where you were born and raised, and what brought you here.
Okay. So where should we start?
So where were you born and raised?
Well, I was born in Israel, and at the age of 18, I came. No, sorry. At the age of 10, I came to America. I was a student at LaGuardia High School, which is for the arts. You know, learned a lot of things from that. And I also, at night, me and the friends, people went to clubs, we went to do graffiti. So we did graffiti, and that's how I started, you know, seeing all these big murals, and that's how I got the idea of doing murals.
So you were here in the U.S. going to school on, I guess, on a visa, and then eventually you went back to Israel and went in the army?
Well, after I finished high school, I decided to go back and serve my country, you know, where I grew up. So I did 3 years as a paratrooper. You know, jumped out of planes and did the whole army, you know, protected the land, you know, where I was born. But I always had, you know, my history and where I learned my history in America. So after the army, I decided, you know, to still make it big in Israel, and did lots of murals.
So how many murals would you say you've done throughout your career? You've been doing this for about 20 years now?
20 years, yeah. So yeah, just like I said, when I finished the army, I went to this big, huge wall in Tel Aviv, right in the center, and I created this huge dolphin mural. Which became well known. Sadly, part of it because that place was like in the center, and there was a big bombing in Israel, and it was all over the news, all over, and the mural was just there. That was the sad part about it. But otherwise, I did so many. I did the election mural in 2006, which was also a big hit, and everyone saw that. I did also the biggest mural. It's a 7,000 square meters, which is a 4 mile long mural, which went into Guinness World Record.
Wow.
Yeah.
And where's that located?
That's in a mall in Hod HaSharon, which is also in Israel. Yeah, I was also on Extreme Makeover, you know, the one that we have here. So there's also one in Israel. So I was on many shows, but Extreme Makeover, I was, because the way I see it, some people are unfortunate to have like houses and murals. So I was glad to do it, and I went on and donated my time, and you know, it was very, very nice, very cool.
And I'm delighted that you stepped forward to kind of help us here in the town of Clarkstown, because we've done a major renovation, 2 phases. We're actually in phase 2 of the street community center renovation. And so phase 1 was our Hall of Heroes and kind of our senior wing and you know, the gymnasium area and and the cafeteria, and just some wonderful upgrades, and really looks great. And we redid the Hall of Heroes with the photos and the memorabilia, but it was kind of missing something. And you've now created this beautiful wall of color. Maybe you could, and we'll show a photo of it. And and I know we're endeavoring, you know, to make sure people are able to see this, but maybe you could just kind of describe for us what we're kind of looking at, the mural itself. So the colors and what the figures represent.
Okay, so at first I did a few sketches. So together with Elaine, you, and also Scott, you saw the picture and you decided on what to do there. So the main mural that was decided on was a mural that you see the background as like the sky, and then you can see all the soldiers from different times and their helmets and their uniforms, which is, because I was a soldier also, so, it's in me. So every soldier that I saw there, it's like part of me. So you see all from the beginning, you see the Revolutionary War, through the Korean War, through what's also there? There's
so yeah, the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, I think World War I,
yes.
Korean and Vietnam, and then
Vietnam.
And then modern day.
Yes, Iraq
Modern day
and
soldier.
modern day. So it was, and right now I'm still not done. There's going to be another one, a mural of the flag of the U.S. with the Purple Heart and the Medal of Honor, and it's all for the veterans.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
and I'm so glad to do that.
Well, it's great because we've been having a great reaction as the mural was being done, and by the time this airs, the mural obviously will be complete. But
Yes.
As the mural was actually being constructed, just some of the comments and the feedback and the color that just leaps out at you off of the wall, and now it's there's a protective covering over it, so it should protect it for years to come. And we're just thrilled to have it as a new addition to Street Center, and particularly to our Hall of Heroes, to honor our veterans.
Yes, it means a lot to me, and it's so great to do something for the city where I live.
Right.
Yeah.
So speak to me a little bit about your connection. You're a paratrooper, and Israel is constantly having to worry about defending itself. There's constant issues with terror. There's constant issues with bombings and suicide bombings, and there's been incursions back and forth, between the Palestinians and folks that are intent on doing harm. So, connect for me, if you will, the experience of you as a Israeli paratrooper soldier, and what this mural means to you, from that perspective, honoring veterans from the United States.
Okay, so when I got to Israel in '93, and when I started the Army, I wanted to give. I always love to give, just like, I just gave this mural to you. So I decided, to protect my land, and some of it is, doing the whole training and the protecting. And what I saw is that the Israeli people and the Palestinians, they want to live, but all these all the terrorists, that's who's making the trouble. They want our land, and it's never going to end. All these wars, they're like they don't need to be. But once the terrorists come in and they start shooting, we gotta shoot back. But all the Israelis want peace. That's what they want. And during that time of all the wars, I still managed to do my art and to create, although it's very hard. That's why I decided, maybe in America I can get some more of my work done, and with peace, but hopefully, in Israel, there's going to be peace, It's hard, but I think even the Palestinians want peace. They want to live, and everyone wants to live. Everyone wants to know the world, and everyone wants to, to come and have a nice family. And when I decided to come here, just like I said, when I grew up here from age 10 to 18, I learned about lots of history, American history, and I fell in love with it, and it's in my heart. So Israel is the land I was born and raised, but in America I learned the history, and it's part of me that you can't take. So once I came here, well, right now I'm on an extraordinary ability visa, and in order to stay here, I gotta show that I care about this land,
right.
and do my art. So part of it is doing stuff that will be recognized, and also for myself. So the Army is one thing, and veterans that did stuff for the Army, I know what they went through, and it's a big part of it. And I also did a big mural for the All-American Veteran in New Jersey. That also was a big hit, and this was also because this is my town.
Right.
I'd love to give something to
and there's a piece of you that will always now be here in our Hall of Heroes to commemorate our vets. What's next for you now? You have a number of other murals that you're working on. You're going out west soon to do one as well?
Yes. So, there's also some fun stuff about doing my murals, and I'm also doing lots of theme parks and lots of other, stores and, every different kind of work. But, I always try to get my hands on symbolic things. And whenever that comes across, I'm right there.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Well, Doron, I want to thank you for being a wonderful guest, and I want to thank you for, the thoughtfulness of really, donating, your time and your effort on creating this wonderful mural that's going to honor our vets for very many years to come. We did a beautiful renovation over at Street School, but the hallway was kind of missing something, and now there's this vibrant colors that just jump out at you and greet you and let you know that this is a special place. This is a special place because on the walls are pictures and stories and memorabilia about different vets that many who are no longer with us, some that still are, that have served and sacrificed for our country to help keep us all free. And we honor them and we remember them. And that hallway now is a lot brighter, it's a lot more welcoming, and frankly it tells a much better story because it really depicts some images of veterans that will help people to always remember that that's a special place, but more importantly, their service and sacrifice is something that we need to remember and commemorate. So thank you for that.
Thank you, thank you. I want to thank you, and I want to thank Elaine and Scott Millick. Scott Millick ran after me, because he knew my art. He knew it back in the days that I'm a famous artist in Israel, and he ran after me. You got to do this, you got to do this, and it turned out so great. So I thank all of you.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned.